SHMACKEMAGOB, people. It's time for another Currently Cranking. Something you guys like to see. I got a nice little bit of a Currently Cranking thing here. First thing I want to show you is something so amazing that I got to thank my good friend Charlie Hill. He got me this for Christmas, and I can't thank him enough because this is something that I really, really wanted. And he got it for me. Frank Marino, live at the Agora, right? Live at the Agora Ballroom. This is a Blu-ray. Brings 3 different Blu-rays. This totals 6 hours long. And the day I got it, I shit you not, I had plans to go somewhere. I scrapped my plans, spent 6 hours. I watched this whole thing in one night. Well, technically not watched it. I watched maybe about half of it, and the other half, you know, did stuff around the house and just jammed to it. And it also brings this awesome, awesome book with a lot of killer old school pictures. I haven't read it yet, but classic Frank Marino pictures, and I'm a huge fan of Frank Marino and Charlie Hill, man. Jeez, dude, you really like, the guy is just the best. He is the best. And this was an amazing Christmas present that, if Charlie, you're watching, I'm not going to say it. But you know what I want to say. And, God, I can't thank you enough, man. Frank Marino, live at the Agora Theater. I absolutely am a huge Frank Marino fan, one of my favorite guitar players of all time. And I am honored to have this. Alright. Next thing I listened to, and I haven't heard this one in a while, it's an EP. This is Nevermore in Memoriam. You can't make it out because it's written in pencil. But the great, well, pen, the great World Dane signed this for me. Man, Optimist or Pessimist, In Memory, Silent Hedges, The Sorrow Man, Matricide. This is some great, great stuff. I love me some Nevermore, and I haven't heard this one in a while, and it was really cool to listen to that again. Now, let me put this aside, because I would like to talk about that a little later. The Decline of Western Civilization soundtrack. A lot of these songs feature bands that are not in the movie, and a lot of bands that are in the movie are not on this album. To me, honestly, standout track, Armored Saint, You Can Run But You Can't Hide, which is in the movie for a second in background, but they're not in the movie. They should have been, because this was talking about the LA scene, and they were huge. But, you know, Queensryche Prophecy, it's a different version than the one that you find on that bonus track on the EP. The Brave is an awesome Metal Church song with David Wayne that didn't appear on either 2 of those albums. Rigor Mortis, Foaming at the Mouth, Colleen, Seduce, Motorhead, Cradle to the Grave, another song that wasn't really, I'm sure it's a bonus track now, I'm pretty sure it is. Axl Rose with Alice Cooper doing Under My Wheels with Slash and Duff, right? No, Slash and Izzy. This is good stuff. I haven't heard this one in a while either. It was cool to hear that one again. This is very underrated, I think. Brian May's Back to the Light. This is, I believe, the first solo album he did after Freddie Mercury's passing. And, you know, this album is so, so good. I think Brian May, going into this album, knew, hey, Queen's over. Freddie died. I'm going to try to make a really good solo career. And he put a lot of effort into doing an amazing album. This is a really, really great, great CD. Absolutely love Run to the Light. Awesome stuff. Alright. Hey, nominated for a Grammy. This is the latest from Death Angel, Humanicide. This is a great album, but, you know, I'll be honest with you. I got to give it more spins because I'm not taking nothing away from this. I'm just saying. The albums that came before, the 3-4 that came before, I like more than this one, but this one has one of their best newer songs, which I Came in Blood. But there's some great songs on here. I'm not slamming this album at all, but, you know, I'm measuring it against the last few albums that I kind of like a little more. But congratulations for them getting a Grammy, even though, you know, I can care less about the Grammy Awards. I think the Grammy Awards is bullshit, but hey, man, it might help their popularity. And if any band deserves popularity, it's Death Angel. I get sick when I see them open for other bands. I think they should be a headline band. Absolutely love them, and great guys. I opened for them twice. I love Death Angel, and I don't think they get enough credit for their amazing discography. Like Testament. They're better than Testament, my opinion. Bad Motorfinger, Soundgarden. This is a slamming album. Believe it or not, the only song, there's a song I don't like on here, and it's the popular one. I'm not a fan of Outshine. Never liked it. But man, Searching With My Good Eye Closed is amazing. Slaves and Bulldozers, probably my favorite. Jesus Christ Pose, Rusty Cage, Holy Water, Mind Riot. Room 1,000 Years Wide is another one of my favorites on here. This is some great stuff. Soundgarden, Bad Motorfinger. Popular album, and rightfully so. Heart. This is called Greatest Hits Live, but it's not a live album, though it does have some live tracks, I think. Could be wrong, but yeah, side 4 is live. Like Sweet Darling, I'm Down, Long Tall Sally, Unchained Melody, and a great version of Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. But the rest is, you know, what you'd expect as greatest hits. But there is a couple songs that, like Tell It Like It Is, I believe it's, if it's not an old 50s song, then it sounds exactly like a 50s cover. Amazing. But, you know, you have your Barracudas and Crazy on You and Magic Man, Straight On, Dreamboat Annie, Heartless. I love Heart, man. So, and you know what? I've had this as a little kid. Not this copy. I don't know what happened to my original copy. I ended up buying this later. This was my second Heart album after the Dreamboat Annie. And I love this. It's a great compilation. I don't know if they have any. They probably do have many greatest hits after this. But I don't know if it's going to be any better than this. Because this album, every song is a winner. Love it. Satan's Taint. This is this band featuring Bobby Gustafson, who is the original guitar player of Overkill. I just saw them the other night. And this is on Megaforce Records, which is awesome. They have another album out that's really good. I love this stuff. And they were so good live. And I got to tell you, man, like the musicians on here are all friends of mine from the South Florida scene. Because Bobby lives down here. He recruited a bunch of my friends who are in different bands. Like Dan from Graveseeker and Sis. We got Jim McCourt, who's, I believe he was in Response Negative. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, if you're watching this. My good friend Paolo from Midnight Spell, one of my favorite singers ever. You know, not just because he's my friend. If you heard this guy sing, you would agree with me. He's phenomenal. A perfect 10. And just a slew of musicians from South Florida. Great stuff. This is their latest album called Destruction Ritual. And man, what's the song? Thorn in My Side is probably my favorite on here. Absolutely love that song. Strength Beneath the Skin too. And Desecration. Great stuff. Check it out, man. It's up on YouTube. Check out that stuff. It's really good stuff. Oh. You know, this album, Darkness Descend, you're going to hear me whine about this. I believe I'm going to put it up on Friday, maybe. Top 10 thrash bands, where I had Nightcrawler. You don't know who Nightcrawler is? You will find out. I believe I'm going to put it up on Friday or soon. We're going to do, me and Nightcrawler got together here and we did a top 10 thrash bands, and we forgot this one. And I mean, we remembered during the video. This right here is like one of the greatest thrash. I put this up there with Rain and Blood, easily up there with the greats. Eternal Nightmare, one of the greatest thrash albums ever. Darkness Descends. Sweet Lynch. This is Michael Sweet and George Lynch. This is their first CD. The second one I was pretty disappointed in. I forgot the name of it, but I wasn't digging it, man. This one is fucking great, man. Really great song. Recover is just amazing. Probably my favorite track on here. Only to Rise, The Wish, Dying Rose, Love Slays. Great stuff. Michael Sweet from Stryper and George Lynch, Doc and Lynch Mob, and 100 million other bands. Good stuff. Alright, this is a band that I really don't like, but I love them when they first came out. Because after this album, I'm sorry, I just couldn't get into them. Great White. This album is awesome. I remember when this came out. It's a metal hard rock album. They went all bluesy and shit afterwards. I just couldn't get into this stuff. It really disappointed me. This one is great. And this was on EMI Records. But they changed their sound and became popular. So, you know, they found the formula for success, and it wasn't this. So I like the non-popular, what didn't make them popular. Songs like that first track, On the Night, the track listing's not on here, but Stick It, On Your Knees, Street Killer, Nightmare, great version of Substitute. I adore this album. And the EP before it I have as well, the On Your Knees EP. Motorhead, The Birthday Party. This, you know, I have on VHS as well. Wendy O comes out and does No Class with them, and you know, this is their 10th anniversary, and it smokes. Opening with Iron Fist. Phil Lynott comes out at the end during I think Bomber yeah, I think during Bomber. Everybody's there. Fast Eddie Clark shows up. Brian Robertson. Then the current lineup: Filthy Animal Taylor, Fast Eddie Clark. Everybody. This is historic for Motorhead fans. I love this. I think it's a really good recording and a really great performance. Alright, last week I didn't mention I listened to any Black Sabbath, and I got a comment, no Black Sabbath? Well, you know, if you really like pay attention to what I do on this channel, somebody donated for me to talk about the Tony Martin era, and that's all I've been doing in my car, is listening to Black Sabbath album. So I was listening to Black Sabbath last week. There are going to be times I'm not going to hold up a Black Sabbath album every week, but trust me, there's stuff I listen to the car. I'll be here all week making a video talking about what I listen to the car as well. But I did throw on a Black Sabbath album here at home, and it's my favorite one, Volume 4. I listen to this one, probably this and Never Say Die are the two I listen to the most. And this is my favorite Black Sabbath album. Sometimes it changes, but most of the time, it's this one. This album is just, look man, I don't do drugs. I know some people out there think I do drugs because you live boring lives and you don't know people like me that are just naturally high. Just, you know, I'm high on this. This is what gets me high. Not pot, not coke, not liquor, nothing. Black Sabbath Volume 4 to me is the ultimate drug. And maybe that's why I seem like I'm on drugs, because I listen to this a lot. This album is flawless. Under the Sun, Tomorrow's Dream. Oh man, Wheel of Confusion. I love Changes. I love that song. Super Null. Snowblind, Cornucopia, Laguna Sunrise. What a chill tune. You know, St. Vitus Dance. This whole album. You know, FX is weird, but whatever. It's not a song. I love this. This is my favorite Black Sabbath album. And if I don't hold up a Black Sabbath album in my currently crankings in the future, rest assured, I heard it in my car. Something from Sabbath. Because I can't go a week without them. Here's something I want to thank my good friend, my good internet friend, Jackson Rowdy. He got me this CD, what's the name of it now? I forgot already. Gran Man Trio. Right? From Morgana Le Fay. This is awesome stuff. He got me another Morgana Le Fay that I really liked. He turned me on to this band, and this band is fucking awesome. And I love that last one. I like this one even more. This is great, great, cool fucking killer metal. Check out Morgana Le Fay. They're awesome. And thank you, Jackson Rowdy. You're awesome. So, all right. This one I don't play much. I'll be honest with you. Cheap Trick at Budokan, the complete concert, and I have right over there. I don't know if you can see it. This one has like 4 shows and DVD of the show. When I listen to Cheap Trick at Budokan, I prefer the original version, the edited version. There's something magical about it. But there are times I'll put this on, and believe me, I do love it. I'm not slamming this at all. I just prefer the edited version, but you know, this one you got some songs from the first album that didn't come, you know, wasn't on the At Budokan album, you know, and then Speak Now, Etala Kitties from the first album, and Can't Hold On, one of my favorite Cheap Trick songs ever, that first appeared on Found All the Parts. It's on here. So much good stuff. So many songs that weren't on, and this was this a record store exclusive? I don't think it was, but I do remember buying this on Record Store Day. Great stuff. I love Cheap Trick. Cheap Trick's another band that I don't think I go a month without listening to them. Sabbath weekly, this one monthly. I have to listen to some Cheap Trick. It's one of my favorite bands ever. Sabotage, Gutter Ballet. Now here is where they started to turn a little more symphonic. There was a little hints of it on Hall of Mount King, my favorite one. This one is, I don't like as much as the ones before, but there are some great tracks on here, like Mentally Yours. Hounds is awesome. The title track of Rage and War. Thorazine Shuffle, the bonus track. She's in Love. Just great stuff. And I like When the Crowds Are Gone. That's when they kind of like a ballady symphonic thing. As most of you know, if you know your Sabotage, they turned into a Trans-Siberian Orchestra, whatever it's called. And I'm glad they're making money, because this is an amazing band that deserves, you know, great musicians. They deserve fame and fortune, and I'm glad they're getting it now. Gutter Ballet may not be one of my favorites, but it is a great. It has some great moments on it, and I haven't heard it in a while, so it was good to reminisce. Hell yeah, some Agent Steel. This is Unstoppable Force. I believe it's their second one. I could be wrong, but man, this album is amazing. You know, Day of Guyana, Mad Locust Rising, Rager, some great speed metal-ish. Love me some Agent Steel. Here's one I need on vinyl. I have a lot of Thin Lizzy on vinyl, but I don't have this one right here, Nightlife. I think Nightlife is an exceptionally great album with Sha La La. I love that song, She Knows. It's Only Money, it's awesome. Still in Love With You, I don't like on here. I'll be honest with you. I prefer the Live and Dangerous version. There's a guy singing, it's not Phil Lynott, and it just does nothing for me. Showdown. This is some great stuff. And Philomena, which is about Phil's mom, I believe. I love me Thin Lizzy, one of my favorite bands of all time, and I need this on vinyl, and I'll correct that someday. Yeah, classic right here. I haven't heard this one in a while. Highway to Hell, you know, because of a burnout factor, but when I played it, it didn't feel burnt out long. It still felt fresh. Has my all-time favorite song on here from them. Touch Too Much, but you have Walk All Over You, Girls Got Rhythm, Highway to Hell, Beating Around the Bush, Shot Down in Flames, man, Night Prowler, Get It Hot If You Want Blood, Love Hungry Man. You can't go wrong. No, I don't know about you. I don't know about you. I can't go wrong with ACDC with this guy fronting it. To me, they do no wrong. I know a lot of people out there, I prefer the Brian Johnson. Good for you. Alright, now this is Aerosmith 9 Lives. Now this is an album that's much later, and I know Aerosmith gets a lot of shit. Hey, it gets a lot of shit from me for their later stuff. But this CD here has some phenomenal tracks, man. I'll tell you, I love Taste of India. What's the other one I really like on here? Where are you? The Farm. It's there. You know, I even like the title track. This is some great stuff, and I haven't heard this one in a while, and I love this album for the most part. There's, you know, some tracks I can do without, but this is a big improvement over Get a Grip, in my opinion. 9 Lives from Aerosmith, and I know a lot of people won't give it a chance because they turned into kind of like a ballady band. All right, here. This is an album called Love Gun by Kiss. Now, the reason I put this on, which, you know, I don't put it on as often as other Kiss albums, but I did put it on this week because I was on the podcast In My Head, with my friend Brent. He's a cool dude. I was on his show one time before, so he had me on while we discussed our favorite tracks from this album, our top 10 tracks off this album, and we also guessed what his viewers thought. And for the most part, I got them right. I do love this album. To me, this is the very last Kiss album. You know, the original Kiss, to me, the best fucking Kiss. And as far as I know, I haven't heard any rumblings of ghost musicians on here. You know? Shock me. Got Love for Sale. I Stole Your Love. Love Gun. I mean, just check out that podcast and I'll go more into how much I love this album and each song, because I talk about each song. So does Brent and his guest. Cool dude, too. Check it out. In My Head. Latest episode. Oh. I put this on for the demos. This is Armored Saint, Symbol of Salvation. Another band I play pretty much monthly. I have them on vinyl, which finally came out on vinyl. But I haven't heard the demos in a while. And I also listened to the interview. The interview is really good on here. It's an interview with the full band. There's some special edition Metal Blade put out. Yeah, special 3-disc edition. 1 disc is the album, the other one's the demos, and the last one is the interview. I think the interview is also on disc 2 and continue on disc 3. A lot of people say it's their best album, and sometimes I think so too. Sometimes I'm torn. Is it this one or Delirious? At the moment it's this one, but there will be, I love Raising Fear though. They have so many great albums. Armored Saint, Symbol of Salvation, owns. I think I held up one of these albums last week from this band, Dr. Lebon Dead. And this one's called Crush of the Sublime Gods. I have 3 other albums, and I believe that's all they have. I know they have demos, or 2 demo releases, or EPs before the first album. Let me tell you, man, as far as thrash bands go, newer thrash bands, this band and Gamma Bomb are like my favorites. And Dr. Lebon Dead is awesome, and they wear skulls and bandana, and sometimes the singer sounds like Mike Muir. But they are an amazing band, let me tell you, man. Dr. Lebon Dead rules. Great thrashing stuff. Alright, now we're going to go into something that next week I'm going to show you the unboxing of this. I got this, and I'll go more into it. I opened this box set. I show you everything that's inside. I'm going to put it up next week. But this is the Iced Earth Live from Athens album. And it's 5 vinyls and a book, and I show it all. And I did get around to finally listen all 5 vinyls. I listened to them all. It brings a track called Colors that wasn't on the CD. This is a reissue. This is 20th anniversary, and it's a limited 5 LP box set, and it rules. And I talk more about it. Keep your eye open, because not only do I talk about this, but I talk about the next 3-4 albums, and I open them up as well. And this is Denner's Inferno, and this album's called In Amber. This is Michael Denner from Mercyful Fate. When I first heard Fountain of Grace, I right away ordered the 3-song vinyl, and this is a full length. And they do a cover of Taxman from Cheap Trick, which is odd. You know, it's more. I mean, you can hear the Michael Denner because he's got such a unique sound, but this is very hard rocking. It's not like what you'd expect. You know, like a Mercyful Fate or a very heavy metal. This is very classic rock sounding. And I dig it a lot. I really dig it. The first time I heard it, I was like, I don't know about this. But I listened to it a few more times, and it's grown on me. And I plan on listening to it when I turn off this video, because I want to really grow on me, because it is, you know, in my wheelhouse. You know, the classic rock shit. And I think these guys do it really well. This is Denner's Inferno. Awesome stuff. I opened this up in the video. I opened this up in the video. I bought... this all I bought from Miami Metal Merchant, by the way, is what you see at the commercial at the end. And this is Exodus. I never owned this on vinyl. I've always had it on CD. Lacked aspect of the Science Rules. I mean, this whole album, I talk more about it, but I cranked that this week. And where's the other ones? All right, here's another one I bought, and I go more in depth, so I know this is a long video, so I'm just going to breeze by this and check out my unboxing of Iced Earth, and I talk more about this as well. This is amazing. Morbid Tales, one of my favorite metal albums of all time, but this is some kind of reissue with 2 vinyls, bonus tracks. It brings a book, it brings a lot of stuff, and I really go into it and show you what's in the book and everything. This album, phenomenal, and the sound on this just owns. They did a really great job on this. I talked about this last week. I listened to it again this week. The Who, the latest Who album. Absolutely adore this album, and the more I listen to it, the more I love it. So I ain't gonna bore you. I listened to this when the year started. This is the second album I listened to this year. Firepower. I listened to this a couple weeks ago. I think it probably was in my currently cranking. I can't get enough of this fucking album. It's been out like 2 years already. And I just keep playing it and playing it and playing it. This is an awesome Judas Priest album. One of my favorite, that's my favorite album of the last decade. Evil. This album's called Infected Nations. This is another great newer thrash band. They're awesome. I saw them live. They delivered. This album, man, has so much good shit. You know, now Demolition. Oh, man, so many. Devoid of Thought. Deities. 100. Great stuff. Eva. If you love thrash, you got to check out this band. All right, this is the last CD I listened to this week. South Southern Delta. This is Jimi Hendrix, one of the many CDs they released after his death. You know, it has, does this one, yeah, it has Polygap, Little Wing, different, Look Over Yonder. Fantastic song. He recorded so much stuff at the Electric Ladyland before he died that they just keep releasing albums, and I don't know what year this came out in. I think it was like the late 90s. I think 97 or something. Jimi Hendrix. I love Jimi Hendrix. All right, I'm almost done. I only got 3 more vinyls to talk of. The first thing I woke up, well, no, I didn't even wake up. You know, this is what happened to me on New Year's Eve. I went out, I got home super early, like 6 something. I tried to go to sleep, I couldn't, so I just got up and doing stuff around the house, and I put this first. ELO, this is the first album I played in 2020, Discovery. Man, the song I really like on here is The Diary of Horace Wimp. But you know, it has the Heads don't Bring Me Down. It's, you know, very disco-ish, but it was cool. I'm glad I picked this as my first album of 2020 because it got me in just a joyous mood. But it didn't make me sleepy. I didn't fall asleep till like afternoon. But yeah, I jammed to this. First album I played this year. Now this next thing, oh, here's the last thing I bought from Miami Metal Merchant. And I talk more about it in the video of the unboxing next week. Hobbs, Angel of Death. This album is phenomenal. To me, it's historic. They're from Australia. We just lost the frontman, Peter Hobbs, which is a shame. I played a show. I opened for them. Super, super total class. May he rest in peace. And watch my unboxing. I'll talk more about this. All right, the last 2 things I want to show you is going out to a special person who, for Christmas, got me one of those eBay gift cards. So I ended up buying the Rambo Bluray, which it hasn't got here yet. And this is Liam Gallagher's second album. I like the first one a lot. And you know what? I think I like this one a little better. I just listened to this earlier today. One of Us Once, you know, he's talking about Noel and stuff. I'm a huge Oasis fan, but I'm more of a Noel guy than a Liam guy. But I gotta admit, his 2 solo albums are great. They're fantastic, man. And I really like this album. And the last thing I'm gonna show you, and I got with that eBay gift card as well. The Ghost single for Kiss the Goat and Mary on the Cross. Mary on the Cross I'm a little about, but Kiss the Goat is just, I remember the first time I heard Kiss the Goat, I was like, this sucks. You know, and I love Ghost, but man, that song has grown on me. I love it. It's so catchy. It's so great. And I thank you so much. You know who you are, who got me that gift card. So there you go. My Currently Crankings. And I thank you all for watching. And I thank you all for all the positive feedback I've been getting for Currently Cranking. And I believe tomorrow will be the top 10 thrash bands with me and Nightcrawler, which is a really good episode. I suggest you check that out. I hope it's tomorrow. If not, it'll be very soon. Anyway, thank you all for watching. SHMACKEMAGOB. This video has been brought to you by Miami Metal Merchant. For your metal needs at competitive prices, visit MiamiMetalMerchant.com. Tell them Dr. FUKK sent you.